Hello and welcome back to Indalo Mod Railway. Well, I've been working behind the scenes and putting all of the point motors on my fiddle yard and doing all the wiring and tidying a lot of it up just to make sure that everything's nice and tidy and clean. So if I flip you around, you'll be able to see exactly what I've been doing, and then I can just walk you through it. Okay, so what I've actually done here is I've installed the 16 point motors. If you want to go through them, it will start really, I haven't put this one in yet. Simple reason is because there's a batten, a piece of wood here that is fixed to the wall that this here lays on, and it is very, very close. So I didn't want to damage this point motor here when I actually put this board back on this batten here. So what I'm going to do is put that on there first and then install the point motor from underneath. That's the only one I'm going to do from underneath, because as I say, if I was to damage any of the circuitry here, the point motor could be unrepairable. So I've located the 4 holes that you actually screw it in with, and I put 2 of the screws there. So what I'll actually do for that, I'll just grab it. This is, focus on that. That's MS Mahaka Station 201. So this is turnout Mahaka Station 202, and then it goes on to FY for the fiddle yard. So coming back to this one, so what I'll do with this, when it's underneath the, when it's on this batten here, from underneath the baseboard, I'll locate the hole, and basically I'll just pop that on there, and then I'll just put the other 2 screws in this side. Because this is open-ended, it's not just a hole, it allows me really just to, if you can imagine when that's in there, if I can find a hole, just to actually put that, probably not in the right hole, but you get the idea. So when from underneath, I can just locate that in those 2 there like that, and then from this side screw in the screws, and it'll be nice and firm. Obviously at the same time using the adhesive pad as well to take that off with. So just going through here, these are the 2 that come into the station, the 2 platform station. That's the first turnout, the second turnout, and the rest here are all part of the fiddle yard. And I've gone through and I've tidied up a lot of the wires as well. I've probably gone a bit overboard with the cable ties, but you can never be too safe and secure with wires, just to make sure there's no shorts. If there is, hopefully I should be able to find them quite quickly. So that's everything all put together. I was testing them all out with this test wire here, linked up to my ECOS system. And I've configured it on the map as well on the ECOS. So that's all in now. So if I can just with one hand, very, very carefully, lift this down, and you can see the top side. So all that's done. So let me just try with one hand to lift this down. So I'll drop the camera, it's because this is heavy. Okay, so there we go, top side. So that's all the point motors in. As I say, I've cut all the wires off as well, so they're nice and flush. Everything's done. All I really need to do to this now is just the ballasting. Now you may wonder, why have I not taken out these? Simple reason is because I'm still in 2 minds whether to actually put a Y here. This is a left-hand turnout, but it really does lend itself to another Y. If I had a mirror of this here, another Y, I wouldn't have this slight kink here. It's not a problem, but it would just move things over slightly, and everything would then be in line and parallel. The reason that I actually put this one in at this time is because I've got another one of these on order, but I haven't got it in yet. So as soon as I get it, it comes through from the supplier, I can get that installed. So that's giving me the flexibility. If I need to lift any of this track up, I just pop these pins out and up it comes. All of this is actually, see the pins, pinned down. So that's all secure. Obviously when I put the ballast on, like I've done here for the station, that's obviously the platform 1, platform 2 and like a reserve line here in the station. Once I put the ballast on, it really will hold firm as well. Like this is, there's no pins in there. I only had these type of pins in place. You see one there is probably a little bit rusty. I've got to weather all this as well. That's the next thing to do. Once I do the ballasting on this side, I will then weather all the track and the ballast and everything after, and then it'll look more realistic. So that's the 2-platform terminus station in, wired, and as I say, I just need to ballast this side of it now, the fiddle yard, and it's done. So all it remains now is to actually connect this back now to the main layout here and get it working. Just to make sure, I'm going to connect it obviously with all these blocks that I've got for the detection system, and connect it all up and make sure it's working all okay. Then once I've tested it, it's working okay, do the ballasting, do the weathering, I can then get on to doing this top level coming across here, the high street that I'm going to put in, which is going to be at the same level as this. So if you imagine this is down here, the high street, well, I've got all the wood just to actually come across here, and then all of these type of buildings will actually be along the high street. And I've got a car system to go as well, but that's for another project. So really want to give you an update of what's been going on behind the scenes with regards to the extension of Indalo, the fiddle yard and the terminus station. This is phase 2 really, obviously, as this was phase 1 over here where the main layout was, where I have a Vera station and Indalo station. Obviously the third station is Mahaka station with the fiddle yard as well. That's phase 2 of everything. So it's going to be coming really through here. It'll be coming out of there into the station, which is here. So that'll come into the station there. Then that's turnout 201. So I can either have it going into platform 1, or if I throw it to the right, it goes then to the second turnout, and then I can either throw it again left or right, which means it goes to platform 2 or to the reserve line here. So that is really only for those 3 lines, this part here that comes out. Now if I need to go to the fiddle yard, it's off of here. Well, I've made the cut here. Obviously, to make sure this always locates, I've put in these dowels. And these are really good because they locate it exactly where it needs to be every single time. And as regards to these are actually manual at the moment, and I've actually decided not to put point motors in here. Simple reason being is because the only time I'm ever going to use that to switch it is if I want to put a train in that siding, which is going to be very, very rare. Really, I probably could have done with a curve here, but it's there now. I'm not going to take it up and disturb that. And the same with this one here, because that really, this is an old Hornby one. It works, it does its job. But again, the only reason I need to do that is if I'm coming off of this, what would you call it, a launching platform. This is obviously really to make sure that if you're going to put a locomotive on, if I can do this with one hand now, rather than fiddling about on the actual track, you line it up, and hey presto, all of the wheels are on there secure. So it's a quick launch that I can actually, from where I'm sitting here with my control station, to actually launch any locomotives. And then I've just got to flip it that way. Let's move him up. Flip it that way and back again. Then that'll allow me to come off of the main line. Obviously that's the branch line for the station. Come off the main line, around here, into the fiddle yard that's coming onto this board. That'll come onto here, round into the fiddle yard where you can just, a locomotive can go in and pick up some carriages or some coaches, sorry, or some wagons from the fiddle yard. Stage 3, I'm not going to tell you too much about it at the moment, but I have a plan to come from here around, if you follow my finger, around here, around there, and take this line here, because this is actually flexi track. And again, another reason why I have not secured this down with proper rail pins and just pinned it is because this flexi track, I can then bend it and it can come onto another section, which is going to be phase 3 that I can talk about in another video. But there we go. So that's a bit of an update of what's been going on at Indalo Model Railway. Please do share and like if you do like this video. And if you've got any questions, just put them below and I'll get back to you straight away. Thanks very much. Bye for now.